very good evening to you. You are watching Prime TV News. Let's take a look at the headlines first. Trump and Kim sign a historical pact. Kerosene subsidy for fishermen continue. Several state and deputy ministers sworn in. Barrier Lake given a facelift. And in headlines overseas, UN peacekeeping mission in Ukraine on the table at Normandy group meeting. The newly constructed linear park and the conservation project of the east bank of the Barrier Lake were vested with the public under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena this morning. The Urban Development Authority has carried out the two projects with the view of protecting water surfaces in the Colombo city. The initiative was implemented with the funds from the World Bank. The linear park spans to 3 kilometers. The cost of the project exceeded 540 million rupees. The development project was carried out under the Metropolitan Colombo Urban Development Project of the government. President Sirisena instructed the officials to implement the water cleaning program of the Barrier Lake with immediate effect. Speaking at the gathering, Minister of Megapolis and Western Province Development, Partali Champika Ranawaka, said that the railway station at the Dr. Vijayawardhana Road in Colombo will be expanded as the main transport hub of the city. Minister Vijit Vijayamuni Soiza states that the Cabinet of Ministers has granted its approval to provide a fuel subsidy to the fishermen. Accordingly, a litre of kerosene will be sold to the fishermen for 70 rupees. The fishermen extend their gratitude to the government for providing them the subsidy. Meanwhile, joining the ITN's morning program Hataravate, State Minister Dilip Vedarachi said that he discussed with the Treasury to reduce the price of kerosene oil. Initially, the Treasury agreed to reduce it to the range of 70 to 80 rupees, and later it was confirmed to cut the price to 70 rupees per litre. Two new state ministers and 5 deputy ministers were sworn in before President Maithripala Sirisena at the Presidential Secretariat today. Ranjit Alvihare took oaths as a State Minister of Tourism Development and Christian Religious Affairs and Lucky Jayawardena as the State Minister of Hill Country, New Villages, Infrastructure and Community Development. Ajit Mana Perumal was sworn in as Deputy Minister of Environment and Angajan Ramanathan as the Deputy Minister of Agriculture. Kadamastan is the Deputy Minister of Rehabilitation, Resettlement, Northern Development and Hindu Religious Affairs. Edward Gunasekar took oaths as the Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs and Vimba Development. The President swore Nalin Bandara Jayamaha as the Deputy Minister of Public Administration and Management and Law and Order. Former President Parliamentarian Mahinda Rajapaksa has stated that though the Mattala airport is kept closed, it will generate income. But the COPE committee has pointed out that the Mattala International Airport is a failed project and continues to receive losses. The airport was constructed at a cost of $190 million that was borrowed from the China Exim Bank in 2013. The COPE committee presented its 4th report to the House on the 19th of October last year while assessing the situation of the Mattala International Airport. Accordingly, the airport has made profits since year 2013. The Mattala Airport generated a revenue of 40 million rupees in 2013 while making a loss of 2,100 million rupees in the same year. In 2014, it has sustained a loss of 2,720 million rupees and in 2015, 3,090 million rupees respectively. The loss in the year 2016 was recovered as 1,540 million rupees. Even under the crisis, under the directives of the current government, 7 companies have declared their consent to invest in the Mattala airport to make it a profit-making venture. The Court of Appeal fixed dates to examine the petition filed by the Attorney General against the punishment handed down to the assassinators of British citizen Khurram Sheikh. The petition will be taken up on the 15th of September according to the order given by the Court of Appeal. The former chairman of the Thangala Pradeshia Sabha, Sampath Vidhanapathirana, and 3 other people were convicted for killing British citizen Khurram Sheikh at a hotel in Thangala and raping his girlfriend in year 2011. The culprits were given 20 years imprisonment by the Colombo High Court. The Attorney General, in his petition, has requested the Court of Appeal to revoke the given punishment and give them life sentence. The petition filed by the former chairman of the Thangala Pradeshia Sabha and other convicts against the order given by the Colombo High Court will also be taken up on the 15th of September. Minister Harin Fernando states that some elements have forgotten that the people obtained the freedom to criticize even the president of the country after the January 8 transformation in 2015. Minister Harin Fernando made the comment addressing a media conference held at the Sirikota UNP party headquarters today. The minister said that a program titled Satyaya will be implemented next week to make aware the people on the activities done by the government. The minister said that social media networks are being used excessively to attack the president and the government without any basis. He pointed out that it stands as a tantamount witness to unbridled freedom in the country. He highlighted that it is a characteristic of a mature democracy. The minister said that the new awareness program will encompass several sectors including health, education and housing. Parliamentarian Vadivel Suresh states that the people in the estate sector have reposed a great degree of confidence over the UNP. The parliamentarian was speaking at a media briefing held at the Sirikota. He said that the UNP was the political party that ensured universal franchise for the people in the estate sector. Their education rights were also safeguarded during UNP administrations. The UNP leaders have been able to address their housing issues successfully. Parliamentarian Vadivel Suresh said that the UNP's message is well received in the estate sector. The Kattunayake Airport Customs Division has apprehended a person who made an attempt to smuggle in some gold biscuits worth 1.7 million rupees. The suspect has arrived in Sri Lanka during the wee hours of the day from Qatar. He is a resident of Kalmuni. The suspect has smuggled gold biscuits in his baggage. The media spokesman of the Customs Department, Vipula Minuanpitiya, stated that the gold biscuits weigh more than 219 grams. Chairman of the Gampula Udapalata Pradeshia Sabha has been rushed to hospital following injuries sustained in a brawl. The opposition leader of the Pradeshia Sabha has also been admitted as he had a heart attack. A tense situation occurred at the Udapalata Pradeshia Sabha during its monthly meeting. It is reported that the tense situation turned to a conflict as members of the two opposite parties exchanged harsh views. Chairman of the Pradeshia Sabha received injuries due to a bottle attack. Police was called to bring the situation to normalcy and the injured chairman was taken to the hospital. The hospital sources said that a string of tests were conducted on the opposition leader who met with a heart attack. The case filed against parliamentarian Vimal Veeravansha on causing disturbance to the general public organising a protest at the Bauddha Taluka Mawatha in Colombo was taken up before the Colombo magistrate. Seventh suspect of the case, Lalit Chaminda, has been absconding, and the Colombo Chief Magistrate ordered the Kurunduwatta police to inform about whether to continue the case without the presence of the suspect Lalit Chaminda. The case will be taken up again on the 17th of September. Indictments of the case against former Deputy Minister Sarath Kumar Gunaratne and 5 other people was taken up at the Colombo High Court today. The suspects are accused of spending public money belonging to the Fisheries Corporation to print calendars during the last presidential election. The Colombo High Court ordered to release suspects on a 25,000 rupee financial bail and 1 million rupee personal bail each. The case will be taken up again on the 23rd of this month. Meanwhile, the Colombo Chief Magistrate issued notices to former Mayor of the Nuwara Urban Council, Gamage Mahinda Kumara, to appear before the court on the 7th of August. The former mayor is accused for misappropriating a fund of 227,000 rupees that was debited by an event management company. Mahinda Kumara was issued notices following a case filed by the Bribery or Corruption Allegations Commission. And now taking you around the globe, this is Prime World. The foreign ministers of Russia, Ukraine, Germany and France met in Berlin to discuss the implementation of the peace plan for Ukraine and the deployment of a UN peacekeeping mission in the country's conflict zone. Yesterday's meeting was the first between the 4 ministers since February last year, although lower-level officials have met regularly in the past 4 years in the so-called Normandy format to try to resolve a separatist conflict in Ukraine in which more than 10,000 people have been killed. German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas said that a peacekeeping mission in Ukraine would help to reinvigorate the peace process. Russia and Ukraine have already agreed in principle on such a peacekeeping mission. Gusting winds and continued dry weather in southwestern Colorado helped to fan a largely uncontrolled wildfire that grew by nearly 1/3 to more than 22,000 acres, posing the evacuation of more than 2,000 homes. The blaze caught the 416 fire by responders and in its 11th day is the latest in the 2018 fire season in the western United States. Last year was a near record year as 10 million acres burned across the country. The team fighting the blaze said isolated showers were several days away and conditions for the fire spreading were favorable on Monday. Humidity was about 6% and winds were expected to gust up to 25 miles per hour. Severe flooding inundated Mexico's second largest city as Hurricane Bud has been making its way north of the west coast of Mexico. Videos shared on social media show severe flooding in streets, malls and parking lots in Guadalajara. Hurricane Bud strengthened to a Category 3 storm about 426 kilometers off the Pacific coast of Mexico, the Miami-based U.S. National Hurricane Center said. Spanish police rescued about 30 migrants off the Spanish coast after the boat carrying them was spotted near Algeciras. One person died when a number of people, including the person in charge of the boat, jumped into the sea after spotting police leaving the boat adrift 50 meters off the coast. The 30 or so people remaining on board were taken to the port of Barbate, where they received medical treatment. Aerial images showed rivers of lava flowing from Hawaii's erupting Kilauea volcano. The U.S. Geological Survey said lava fountains from a fissure in the volcano reached as high as 180 feet, pushing flows of molten rock into the ocean. The eruption, which entered its 40th day, stands as the most destructive in the United States since at least the violent 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens in Washington state that reduced hundreds of square miles to wasteland and killed nearly 60 people. No one has died in this Hawaii eruption, but some 600 homes have been swallowed by lava flows from Kilauea since May 3rd, Hawaii Country Mayor Harry Kim said last week. A rare Chinese vase dating back to the 18th century Qing dynasty will go on auction in Paris and could fetch a significantly higher price than its estimated value of $827,000. The porcelain piece was made for the Qianlong Emperor, who was the 6th emperor in his dynasty. Drawing on both Western artistic techniques and traditional Chinese motifs, the piece is artfully adorned with images of deer, pine trees, and cranes, all symbols of health and longevity. The vase was discovered by chance along with other items in the attic of a house in the French countryside. According to Sotheby's Asian arts expert Olivier Valmier, the vase is the only known example in the world with such detail. A New York restaurateur hopes to strike gold with foodies by elevating the chicken wings by dressing it up in the shimmering precious metal. Two Manhattan locations of the Ainsworth are now selling 24-karat gold-dusted chicken wings, which adds the right touch to the beloved bar food staple, said owner Brian Mazza. Despite its extravagant exterior, the preparation of the wings is rather conventional, involving braining, frying, and tossing it in a honey chipotle sauce. After that process, then our chef has a magic touch and then puts the gold on, Mazza explained. An Instagram-worthy snap of the glittery wings doesn't come cheap. The bar sells 10 wings for $45, 20 wings for $90 at its Chelsea and East Village locations.
Pooh.
What should happen if you forget about me?
Silly old bear. I won't ever forget about you, Pooh. I promise. Not even when I'm 100.
We should be working this weekend, Robin.
But I promised my wife and daughter I'd take them away this weekend.
All hands on deck.
You won't be coming to the cottage.
Well, it can't be helped.
Your life is happening now, right in front of you.
Christopher Robin is an upcoming American fantasy comedy drama film directed by Mark Foster with a screenplay written by Alex Ross Perry and Alison Shooter and from a story by Perry.
Where it needs to be.
That's a silly explanation.
Why, thank you.
Who? Why are you here?
Oh, yes, I need your help. I've lost all of my friends.
The film is inspired by A.A. Milne and E.H. Shepard's book Winnie the Pooh and is a live-action CGI continuation of the Disney's franchise of the same name.
I always get to where I'm going by walking away from where I have been.
Do you?
That's the way I do it.
Hello, Eeyore.
Christopher Robin.
The film will star Ewan McGregor, Hayley Atwell, Bronte Carmichael and Mark Gatiss. Christopher Robin is scheduled to be released on the 3rd of August by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures in the United States.
My family.
Farewell, Christopher Robin. I would have liked it to go on for a while longer. Perhaps it's our turn to save Christopher. You must be Madeline.
Wait, you're the bearer of my father's drawings.
Yes. Do you know where he is?
I do.
Let's bounce! I just saw the most preposterous imposter. Look at him.
Digger! Eeyore! Piglet!
If If anyone wants to clap, now is the time to do it.
Oh, bother. Oh, dear.
I don't remember being cheery.
People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day.
And now with the very latest from the sporting arena, this is Prime Sports. The Brazilian national soccer team arrived at their World Cup base in the Russian city of Sochi. The five-time champions will hold an open training session at the local youth sports stadium today before travelling 560 kilometers north to Rostov-on-Don for their opening Group E match against Switzerland tomorrow. The Selecao will also face Costa Rica in St. Petersburg on June 22nd and Serbia in Moscow on June 27th. Brazil currently holds the record for the best overall performance at the World Cup with 70 victories from a total of 104 matches. German tennis player Mishka Zverev booked a meeting with world number 2 Roger Federer in Stuttgart after getting past Russian Mikhail Yuzny in straight sets on Monday, the 11th of June. The world number 54 proved strong on his serve, firing down 9 aces during his 7-6, 6-3 win. Federer will be returning to the court for his first tournament since the Masters events in Indian Wells and Miami in March. The Swiss has a 5-0 winning record over Zverev. And that's all the news we have for you tonight. For more information, you can log on to www.itnews.lk. I'm Umayagi Vijay Surya signing off for Prime TV News. Good night.